Yo, she missed the whole thing. This is your boy LT with E5th, and I just wanted to talk to you this morning about missing out. And what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, I was watching a video of this woman. She was actually with a whole bunch of people on a whaling tour. Not a whaling tour, going out there hunting whales, but to watch whales. And she had her camera rolling, she was looking out in the ocean, and then she started to pan to the ship. She started looking at the ship that she was on, and then she started looking at the people that were behind her. And then all of a sudden, she just hears, "Oh!" And she turns around just in time to see the splash. She literally caught the tail end of the whale going back into the water. And of course, obviously, she's totally disappointed. And this happened because she was focused on everything else. She was focused on what was behind her instead of what was in front of her. And that's what we're going to talk about today in Isaiah. Isaiah 43:15. That's where we're going to start. I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus says the Lord, who makes a way in the sea and a path through the mighty waters, who brings forth the chariot and horse, the army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinguished, they are quenched like a wick. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? Isn't that a scary thought? That there's a whole bunch of blessings there that we're missing out on. It says, shall we not see it? He's doing a new thing. This actually makes me think about when the Israelites were first taken out of Egypt, and God was doing all these miracles. First, he did all these miracles in Egypt, and then he did all these miracles outside of Egypt, lighting the way for them, parting the Red Sea. I wasn't there, so I couldn't say what mindset I would be in. But even when they were out in the wilderness, they were free now. All they kept doing was complaining, and they kept looking back to being into Egypt. It's like, why would you want to go back to there? And at least we had food. God was providing manna for them every single day, supernaturally providing food for them. And they kept on complaining about being back where they were. And isn't this true for all of us? At some point in time, God has removed something from us, has taken something away, and it's felt hard. We start to look back at what we lost. I remember this time, that the only time in my life that I've ever gotten fired from a job, and I've had many jobs since I was very young, and I was complaining about the job. I was very stressed out. I was looking to leave the job, and in fact, at the time, I was looking to transfer to another location. And I guess, we got wind, and I got fired. And I remember immediately, I was like, I got fired. I can't believe this, and I was very upset. And I think the very next day, it was almost like a breath of fresh air. I realized how stressed I was and how free I felt now that I was out of there, because I probably wouldn't have left there right away, even though I'd wanted to leave for months. It probably would have been a lot longer, a lot more stress and headache. So God removed that from me. So it was almost necessary for me to get fired in order for me to be free from there. And I think 2 days later, after getting fired, and again, this is the first job I'm ever fired from, so I should have been just hard pressed. But I felt that relief and that release of tension, and I felt that freedom. And so that's what I focused on. I said, okay, God, what do you have next for me? And sure enough, 2 days later, a girl that I dated years ago contacts me basically out of the blue and talks to me about some opportunities and everything. And next thing you know, I'm able to finish college, get my degree, and that opened up a whole bunch of new doors for me that I was able to, have the life that I have now. And it wouldn't have happened if I had totally focused on, the fact that, they fired me, still trying to get that job back because of pride or whatever the case may be. I was open to new opportunities. And it's not easy when God takes something from us, but a lot of times, if we look, if we ask Him, He'll show us that He's doing something for us. And if we trust Him, if we truly trust the Lord, He's doing something for you anyway. But too many of us get caught up looking at what was, focusing on what is, what was, and we're not focusing on what could be. Steve Harvey tells a story about, I think maybe his grandmother, and he would tell her about, he's like, oh, I'm gonna get a new car. And she would always say, well, your old car is in the back, sitting on bricks or something. I don't know, something, it was broken down, beat up. And he would always, wonder why she kept saying this whenever he talked about this new car. Then one day he realized that he had to move out the old car to make space for the new thing. So you see, a lot of times, like, we're not strong enough, don't have the willpower to remove people or things from our lives that need to be gone. So God does that for us, and it's very hard, it's very difficult, it hurts, but that's in order to make space for what's to come. And if you look toward Him, focus on God, then you will understand, you'll be free to see what's coming. There's another thing that Steve Harvey said about the windshield. The windshield is big because we need to see where we're going, and we got that little mirror to see where we came from. Yeah, you could look back and see where you came from, but you mainly have to focus on where you're going. Those of us who know God can have peace when He goes through things, because we always know that He's working on our behalf to grow us, to strengthen us for what's to come. So you have to get excited, or you should get excited about what He's bringing and what He has in store for you next. So when God said that He's doing a new thing, just trust and know and believe that it's going to be good. Thomas Jefferson has a quote that if you want something that you've never had, you must be willing to do something that you've never done. God's doing a new thing. Trust Him. Keep your eyes on Him. Don't keep looking back. Look forward. Marinate on that for a minute and have a blessed one.